Hi everybody, Karen Crisco here from Channeled Wisdom. I just wanted to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And before we hit the new year, I like to pass on a message from Grace for what your 2019 year looks like for all of us. It's just a general message that Grace brings. If you sign up for my newsletter on the website, she gives a monthly I guess it's a monthly message, channeled message, but she also likes to do a year in advance as well too. So I'm going to connect with Grace and give you what Grace has insights for 2019 for everybody. So I'm just going to connect with Grace. All right, so Grace welcomes everybody. And what Grace is showing me is in 2019, everything seems very condensed, very populated. And she's just showing that there's going to be a busyness all around the world. Everywhere you go, everything is going to seem very condensed and very busy. And she's saying that this necessarily isn't a bad thing. If we are getting bigger, she says, and getting closer, she says, it's just a simple act of kindness that needs to put on to your neighbor. And when she's talking about neighbor, she's showing me whether you're walking down the street, wherever you may go, just, kind of radiate that kindness all around. Spread the love, pass it on to one another. She says, not only is, the world being overly populated, she says there will be lots of shift and there will be lots of change. She says as it comes in with government, she says politics, she says even with scientific findings, she says there's going to be leaps and bounds when it comes to that, but it's just about actually getting out the information, and that's going more on the scientific stuff and health-wise. She says it's a point in time where she says scientists are revealing, and in laboratories are revealing, how they can actually heal certain illnesses and certain disease. But it's about pushing forward to allow it to come out to serve the people in the world and around in the universe. She says, so stick together and work together to allow this to happen. And she says, and throughout the whole change, she says, there will be lots of, again, change and animosity when it comes to, she says, politics and government. And she says, yes, there will be some more fighting and anger throughout this. She says, but it's about everyone behind it, meaning all of the people that live, that aren't in politics, or even people that are in politics. She says that have to keep that balance, to keep that calm. She says it's about allowing them to try and see the bigger picture that is around them than that space that is just in front of their face. She says, so it is about communicating. It is about setting forth your intentions, and everybody kind of linked together, intertwining with one another. She says to help things run smoother, and she says, and to become more of one. She says if people in 2019 would just take their ego down a notch, they might see the more beautiful picture that they have around them. And she says, and this goes in all areas, not just politics, but she says in all areas as well too. She says there will be a few good storms herded up as well too. She says, so please be aware when there are warnings of environmental issues and storms coming. She says, please take into consideration. She says says, I want you to see the weather almost as an emotion of the universe. And when things come raging in, it is almost like an outburst of the universe letting loose its emotion. So this is why I ask through all the different sectors, she says, of the planet Earth, that people can help with balance, and people can help with unity and love and kindness. She says, this just makes things go so much more smooth. She says that things run better, people become more healthy, they help one another. And she says, and yes, we go into climate change or climate rage, she says, that we can hopefully help bring that down a notch too. She says, remember, everything is energy. Everything around you is energy. And when one energy is off, it's a ripple effect that affects all areas. She says, so when we can calm that and bring it together, she says, things will be more balanced and equaled out. And she says, for the young ones, she says, and I say to the young ones, I ask you to really think over decisions and choices that you are making. Don't just make them on a split-second decision. She says this is going to be one that's going to need to be taught and learned about consequence. She says, because if you do take 1-minute decisions at times, she says there will be consequence, and it will see a ripple effect 5 years to 10 years down the road. She says, so I ask you to please prepare the young to think, observe, and know the consequence of decisions that they are making. This will make things shift better, she says, further down in the future. She says, but overall, she says, we can all get through this. We can link hands one to one another, with each other. She says, spreading love and peace and joy. And know that we can truly help one another. We can truly be guides for one another, she says. So I send you with great love into 2019, knowing that you can truly have all that you desire. Set your boundaries, your limits. Live in the moment, she says. Live moment by moment, because we don't know what tomorrow will bring, she says, for some, so why worry? She says it's okay to be organized, but don't organize your future because of the now, and you miss out on the now and never really live into the future. She says, I send you all with great love and peace. And she says, share the love with one another and share the peace with one another as well. She says, to abundance, prosperity, and success that lies within each and every one of you if you truly let it evolve. Trust and believe in yourself. Find that balance for you that makes sense for you. And have a wonderful 2019. She says, I will see you again for my next messages with Karen coming up. Grace gives everybody a big hug and sends kisses. And she says, lots of love and light. You are the shining light. And she says, and shine so bright. All right, so thank you, Grace, for that 2019 message. I wish you all a very prosperous, as well too, as Grace says, and successful 2019. Talk to you again soon.